All right, let me know. We'll get this one started. Hopefully this one works. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right. All right, it's looking a lot better. It's looking a lot better. All right, I think we're good. I think we are good. I think we're good. It works. Yeah, it's so weird. I start one live stream. It's terrible. It's choppy. On my end, I can find it. I know it's terrible. I restart the stream the second time, and it's just literally as clear as possible. I don't understand. I really don't. How's it going, Sports Gaming Network? How's it going, OC? Von Hook is #1 in this live stream, at least. What's up? I got here at the start. Yeah, Lamarcus, I saw you right before we ended the stream. So last time I had to restart it because it was choppy, didn't look the greatest. I restarted it, and it's looking better. It's looking better. It probably looks better without the light too. So I'm gonna keep it that way. I'm going to. So I want to hear some of your questions real quick. I'm gonna be putting in the tags for a second, so you guys can go away for a second. Let's see. And I'll also put it on Twitter and Discord. I have to do that. The tags are important, boys and girls. Let me go. All right. I'll leave that for now. All right. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I gotta get the links on Discord. That's the big thing. That's the big thing. But people in here now already hit that like button, and you're probably all subscribed, so you don't have to do that. Let me just put it here. All right. On Twitter, on the good old Twitter. I'll get to your questions in a minute. I just gotta put the links on Twitter and Discord. Give me 1 second. NHL Offseason. Talk live. All right. Good thing that this stream is working. Good thing. Good thing, man. Because I was kind of scared. You know, that first time doesn't work. It bothers me because it's so rude. All right. So let's start. Let's get back into it. Yes, it does work. Let me lower the camera just a little bit. You can see my bed right there. Sneak peek. Provorov is so underrated. Provorov is crazy underrated. I took him in fantasy as a pretty big bet. Or pretty, yeah, I guess a pretty underrated bet, and he worked out very well. All right, so there's a bit of shine on my face. I'm gonna close the blinds for a second. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm not that professional. Not professional. So, is Madden a roster update or is it better? Ooh, yeah, I got Madden 19. I'm having. The thing is, like, I'm only like really a franchise guy. Like some games really are infuriating, and some games it seems like it's the best Madden ever. It really is shaky, but most of it is a roster update. There's not that much that change. If you like Madden, you're gonna like it. Who's the fastest out of Rust, Hadlin, and Shiri? I don't know if Russ is that fast. I'd say Shiri or Sherry. Is it? It's Sherry because he wanted it to be Sherry. I usually say it's Sherry just because it's easier. Will Michael Caput or Chaput win the Art Ross, the Hart, the Ted Lindsay, the Vezina, the Norris, Jack Adams, the Selk, Calder, and the Conn Smythe this year, and he'll win the Masterton. He'll win every single award, even the Sportsman because he's just that elite. Do you think that Kotkaniemi will be better than Mo, McDavid, and Crosby combined? There's a definite possibility. No, just kidding. Kotkaniemi is for me, for my future predictions, I feel like he'll be at the very least a very, very great second line guy, kind of like a Jordan Staal, to where he's just kind of that shutdown type center. My boy Grav, how's it going, Mason? How's it going? Great to see you here. Hit that like button now. Smash it, destroy it. If it's not broken, then you're not doing it right. I should do my Louis impression here. All right. My Vegas Goal Knights coverage impression. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. There you go. I did it. I did it. What's up, Gravs? Everybody congratulate him for reaching 800, road to 1,000. Yes, sir. Patrick Kane just getting 300 the other day. Congratulations to him as well. The hockey YouTube community, it's growing. Good to see it growing almost to the start of the regular season. That's going to be fantastic for a lot of people. Does Brady make an impact for the Senators this year? Yes, I'm going to be talking about that too, but I feel like he'll be an impact. I mean, he'll get on the roster. I think he's too good to not, especially when it comes to making the Ottawa Senators. 800 subs, good job, OC. Congrats on 800. Thank you guys. You guys are the real deals. Do you play Fortnite? Not really. I think the last time I played it was like in January. I used to play it a little bit, but just kind of got out of it. I was NHL, remember? Yes, I do remember. Sprung or Middlestat, and why? Middlestat by a mile. If you're a Penguins fan, that's not. I do like Sprung a lot, but Middlestat, I pegged to win the Calder in my Calder video. I really like Middlestat, and he's probably America's best prospect for sure. He's amazing. How dare you question Lord Bergman's decisions? Well, I'm sorry, man. You choose Kotkaniemi instead of Zadania. You're not going to get the best opinion from me, to be honest. I need Arizona, man. Oh, ouch. NHL might not go to the Olympics in 2022. Yeah, that's going to be rough. But I feel like that's what they want to actually go to that. I don't know why they didn't want to go to South Korea. I don't know why they didn't want to go there, but I have the big feeling that they want to go to China. Wayne Gretzky is being the ambassador for China hockey to grow the game for those Olympics. So Wayne Gretzky is going to do China hockey and to grow over there for the hope that there's hockey or Olympics or hockey Olympics, actual NHL Olympics. I feel like they're going to want to target that. And I feel like NHL, it's kind of like that disagreement between the IOC to where it's complicated, but both are not that great. Like the IOC is demanding tons of money, and the NHL just wants to go. Or I think it's the other way around. It's just a weird situation. Is Poling better than Jamie Benn and Taylor Hall? No, but he's a good second line center. He will be. But he couldn't do chin up or pull up. In like the what is it? The prospect camp or whatever it is. The combine. Yeah, that's what it's called. I mean, Pedersen is not that strong, but he's still a fantastic prospect, and he was dominating adults. So I don't know if it's everything the strength. I mean, he's not going to be Milan Lucic anyways. Well, you choose Durant and Delandria, so you better shut it. Yeah, I mean, we need a center, so I guess I can't really do that, should I? Can't really say that. Is baseball an Olympic sport? I'm pretty sure it is. I actually can't remember. I don't think the MLB goes to the Olympics. Yeah, I don't think they do. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that's a good question because I don't think the MLB goes to Olympics or something like that. Thoughts on Paul Romanuk possibly not being Leafs play-by-play announcer, or thoughts on Paul Romanuk possibly not being? If it's Paul Romanuk who does the Leafs, I think for Sportsnet, I think the guy that does the Leafs for Sportsnet is horrendous. So if that guy's gone, I'm pretty fine with it. The guy that does Leafs for Sportsnet is terrible. I don't know who his name is, but he's just bad. I already have an opinion of him, and I don't even know his name. That's bad. Yeah, the Combine. All right, so going in the first bit of news for today, probably one of my favorite things out of the week for sure is the Vancouver Canucks going back to their skate jersey. Now, they had this poll that was going on. Clay Emu made a video about this. They were having a poll for their alternate jersey for the 2019-2020 season, not this upcoming season, but the year after that. Which vintage jersey should they remake and bring back to the Vancouver Canucks as an alternate for that year? They had the skate jersey, they had the V jersey, which is just terrible, and they had the Orca, the red Orca, with like the I don't think it was the what is it called? I'm trying to remember. It think it was like one of the standard ones that just had the gray. But they ended up I think the voting was like 70% for the skate jersey. I love that. They're going to bring that out for the 2019 season, and I'm going to buy that. I'm totally going to buy that for sure. I've seen you lately I've seen you been watching Owen Nyquist videos lately. What are your opinions on Virtanen, Dalcol, and Shinkaruk? Do you think they're busts or have a shot to be stars in the NHL still? I think Shinkaruk can still be decent. That's kind of the unpopular opinion, but I feel like he'll be a bottom six type guy. I didn't watch that video too much. I don't think I remember not watching that video, but the Dal Cole one was very well made. I feel like he'll still have potential as a top 6 guy, but he won't be a first line type guy. He's just not really that type of guy anymore that he was picked to be. And for who else? Virtanen, I don't even know anymore. Like, I don't know enough about the Virtanen situation, and I'm being honest with that to really give an opinion, but obviously he's not looking the greatest. I think that he's going to be like a middle 6 guy type guy that might post like second line seasons. But I don't know if he has that first line potential anymore, which sucks for Vancouver, but for Jake Virtanen, it's also a bad situation. Watch a break. All right, for the next thing, I think this happened like almost a week ago. It was like right after the stream, I think day after that, the other stream with Twister Wrister Hockey. Troy Brouwer was bought out by the Calgary Flames. There's the hat right there. And good riddance, because that contract I knew going into it was terrible. When it was signed, I knew it was going to be terrible, and it ended up being terrible. No surprise there, to be honest. We kind of knew that they were going to buy him out too, so it wasn't the biggest surprise either. And that opens up a spot for guys like Spencer Fu to go into a top 9 role. And I think it's good overall for Calgary. Not the contract, but opening up that space, I think. China needs to grow their hockey, and it actually has. I think China has done a good, or at least the NHL has done a decent job in advertising in China. Of course, they had one China game like last season. I think it was LA versus Vancouver. Which is not the best teams to match up together. And this season, this preseason, I think is going to be a much better game between Boston and Calgary, 2 teams that are going to be hopefully competitive. I think that's going to be a much better game. Baseball was taken off. Oh, okay, that sounds about right, to be honest. 4 teams with best center depth. Yes, Justin made a video about this. I think like a month ago. You obviously have to go Pittsburgh, Toronto. I put Tampa in that category. St. Louis, of course. There's a lot of great teams and centers, though. The Edmonton Oilers were somewhat like that, too. Twister Wrister Hockey, how's it going here? Since you joined the live stream last time, I don't know how many mods we got in here. I think we have 1. I'm going to add you as a mod just because, hey, I know you, so congratulations. I started school today. Yeah, it's starting. I think because I'm homeschooled, if you guys did not know that, but a lot of my friends start in about a week, I think it is. And I think we usually start like the early September, like pretty much the start of it. So that's gonna be someone else. That's gonna be someone else in my life I'm gonna have to deal with. Zadina is nothing more than a 4th line grinder, and Kotkaniemi is even better than Roman Polak. I mean, is there anybody better than Roman Polak? Are you sure about that? Whoa, the hot takes. I don't think that anybody's better than Polak. I mean, the Dallas Stars got themselves a number one D-man, obviously. Love your jersey collection video. Maybe sometime I can show you my jersey collection sometime as well. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Matt. I mean, if you're on Twitter, you can definitely send pictures to me. But yeah, that would be amazing. I'd love to see your jersey collection. I mean, you can even tell me in the chat. What do you have? What was your first NHL jersey? There, I'll give you the question. Go Tampa. Yeah, Tampa, my second favorite team. I like them. I want them to do well. Please just win a cup. Just do it. Baseball is an Olympic sport, but I don't think the MLB goes to the Olympics. Yeah, I don't remember the MLB going to the Olympics in my lifetime, so that would make sense. Go Carolina Panthers. Ooh, is that like a minor league team or something? I think you might get mixed up with the Florida Panthers. I started school yesterday. Yeah, it's rough. It's starting back up, man. It's starting back up, and that's gonna just be another thing in my life that I'm gonna have to deal with. But uploads will still be every day. I'll make sure to do that as much as possible. That there might be a couple days that there's no uploads because of that, but I'm gonna try and stick with 1 per day, like I've been doing in the past couple of months. Don't worry. I hope Connor McDavid hits 125 points this season. That'd be fantastic. If he does, there's no excuse for Edmonton to not make the playoffs, but that'd be unreal. That'd be fantastic to see. August 27th. Yeah, that's in 2 weeks. McDavid over Crosby. I agree. That's just my opinion, though. But yeah, again, 15 people in here already. Hit that like button. Smash it. And the Vegas Golden coverage impression. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I don't know what he does anymore, but I remember the live streams, man. The classic Vegas Golden coverage live streams. Glad to hear your opinions on the question, and no problem. Weber over the rest of the league. Ooh, that's a little bit unpopular one, I'd say. Tampa. Yeah, there you go. You get the mod. Get the mod. What are your thoughts on Flames prospect Morgan Klimchuk and Mark Jankowski, possible top 6 players of Calgary? Yeah, I've heard that Jankowski had a pretty solid role as a third line center for them last season. I feel like that's going to be around what he is, though. I don't know if he's going to become like that top 6 guy that I think Calgary wants him to be. But I feel like at the very least, he'll stay at that kind of pretty decent third line guy that a lot of people have him as. And Klimchuk, I haven't heard a lot of him, to be honest. Like, I think he's kind of fallen off the map, but I think there's higher guys like Spencer Fu that are jumping over him, and just time over time, I don't think that Calgary really has him as a priority. Sadly, because I did think he had good potential, but rip. Do you think Sprong will be first line or second line or third line or fourth? I mean, Sprong, I feel, has serious potential to be not a guy that plays with Crosby, but he kind of reminds me of at least his hairstyle, where he's just kind of balding in the front of Phil Kessel. So I feel like he's a somewhat similar player as well, where he's kind of bad defensively. I feel like he'll be a very, very solid top 6 scoring type guy that can bring a lot of dynamic goals. And for the Pittsburgh Penguins, yeah, they got a young guy in him for sure. Drew Doughty, the Stars not going to make the playoffs. The Stars will make the playoffs. Of course, I have the Dallas Stars shirt, but they will. And that's just my prediction. It'll probably be a wild card. It'll probably be a wild card. I don't see them winning or getting a division spot ahead of like St. Louis, Colorado. But I feel like they can sneak into the playoffs. Hopefully, if the Essential is a little bit weaker than last year. I'm starting a jersey collection for baseball. Nice. There's some good decent baseball jerseys. There's some decent ones. Overall, the baseball jerseys are not the best just because they have some limits with like the buttons down, and they kind of have to work around that. But baseball, just some of the baseball jerseys are decent for sure. Go Blackhawks and Sharks. Braden Infante, how's it going? How's it going? Great to see you in here. Doesn't Crosby lead the NHL history for most points in rookie season, somewhat point rise? McDavid hasn't done. For Crosby, I think he was, if not, I think he was close. I'm trying to remember. So as that rookie season, yeah, I think he was up there, but he had a ridiculous one. Let me write this down. All right. But yeah, I think McDavid wasn't able to do that because he was injured for like half the season. So that's why. He had I think he was like point per game or something like that. But then he got injured, sadly. First NHL jersey is Anson Carter, Edmonton Oilers. Most recent is authentic jersey autograph Nick Lidstrom, signed 2008 Stanley Cup. Wow, nice. I don't have any autograph jerseys. Otherwise, I would hang them up. But wow, autograph jerseys are amazing, though. I love those. But the thing is, I don't want to pay for them. That's the big disclaimer. I don't want to have to pay for them. And meeting an NHL player, you don't really do that every single day. And for getting an autographed jersey, you have to buy the player's jersey first. So you have to be in mind to get that player's autograph and have that single player. It's hard to get autographs really of jerseys, especially when it comes to numbers. Let me see. I'm moving to college on August 25th. Yeah. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Be right back. Keep the stream going strong. Don't worry. We'll be right here for you. Graviteh. Shout out to the first stream. First stream I was ever in. It was like, I'm trying to remember. That was like one of your streams, Audie. I remember that one. It was with RK Regiment and Andrew Pillock. I remember that one. That was amazing, by the way. We went so long. It was like 4 hours. The memories. The memories. Every time I say gravity, I'm like, respect my Graviteh. Klimchuk equals bust. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a first. He's obviously not a first-round pick. Looking back on it, I feel like he has some potential, but he's kind of just fallen off the map for me. I haven't heard a lot about him. Klimchuk is a bust. You mentioned Tampa 2015, never forgotten. Go Hawks. Rip. Yep. It's how it goes, man. Would have liked to see them win there. It's too early to talk about hockey. Too early to talk about hockey. Do you mean like in the off season? Because I talk hockey every day. I mean, it's never too early to talk about hockey. That's my motto. I think Stars are going to be out due to how the Pacific Division is. That depends on the Pacific Division, because if Arizona jumps up, maybe Edmonton jumps up. I mean, for the 5 teams in the Pacific, You'd have Sharks. I think they're the only team that are confirmed to make the playoffs. I think that Golden Knights could possibly miss out, but I feel like they'll be in like a third spot or something. You got Arizona, you got LA. LA could drop. I could see that happening. Anaheim, I could see dropping. I feel like there's going to be teams like Arizona that rise up, possibly Edmonton that rises up. But I feel like the Pacific Division might be worse next year just because I feel some teams will drop out that we don't expect to. But totally see 5 teams in the playoffs in the Central, 3 teams in the Pacific. Pretty much the opposite of you, Drew Doughty. Thoughts on the Ryan Ellis contract? Yes, might as well get into that now. So, of course, this morning, Ryan Ellis signed the 8-year extension with the Nashville Predators at an average annual value of 6.25. Of course, the defenseman, age 27. This year, he had a little bit of injury problems. He played 44 games, 32 points. But I really do like Ryan Ellis. I think he's like a top 2 type guy for any team. And for Nashville, he has to be like a top 4 guy just because it's so stacked there. But he played well when he was healthy. Unfortunately, he wasn't that healthy. 8 years is definitely a gamble for somebody that obviously hasn't shown to be healthy, at least this past season. It's a gamble, and towards age 35, it's a bit much, but I do like that. Only 6.25, I do like that a lot. I think he's worth like 7 or 7.5. Bold prediction: Pens will make the playoffs. Ooh, I don't know. I could see them being like I could see them dropping to like a wild card team. I don't see them missing the playoffs because I do think that Matt Murray will have a bounce back season. The defense could be better. I feel like the team will be around the same type of deal, but I don't see them missing the playoffs. The worst thing I see them being is like a wild card team. Let me see. I just acquired Logan Couture's rookie game used jersey. Woo, nice. That is amazing. Logan Couture is pretty base, so nice. Why is Crosby better than McDavid? I'm a Penguins fan, but I chose McDavid over because I think McDavid seems more point per game, consistent. For me, McDavid is just, I think it's kind of comparing apples to apples because I say that he is more skilled, but just barely. But he's one of the most the most dynamic player in the NHL, in my opinion, when it comes to just offense. I mean, he can really do everything. But then again, so can Crosby, so they're really neck and neck in my opinion. But I have McDavid just slightly. Do you like Dylan Dube? I do. I do like Dylan Dube. That's a tongue twister. But Dylan Dube, I think, is kind of like another Jankowski, in where I see him being a very, very solid. I think he's a center. Guy for the Calgary Flames. I think he's a decent prospect for sure. Just got here. How's it going, Steven? Undead Hunter, how is it going? See you later, Hattrick. Hattrick came. Glad you could stop by. But again, 15 people here have already hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And again, the Vegas goal answer coverage impression. Klimchuk was a first-round pick. The pick was acquired from the Penguins for the Iginla trade, so essentially they get Iggy for nothing. Rip. That's sad. That's sad. Do you watch Hockey Guy, aka Shannon? Yes, I do. Matt, for the Hockey Guy, I watch mostly his jersey videos. That's the thing that's the most entertaining to me. I don't watch most of his normal stuff. I don't watch his history stuff. I don't watch his previews. I just like, for me, there's certain aspects of the Hockey Guy that I really, really like, and certain aspects that I don't really care for. I watch some of them, just thankfully not, because I don't have the free time for that either, even if I wanted to. Can the Sharks win the Cup? They definitely have a good chance. And in the past stream of Twister Mr. Hockey last week, I had them to go to the Cup final because I think they're an underdog pick there. I predicted Columbus versus San Jose in the Cup final. That's my underdog picks for the Cup, but I feel like that could happen both ways. San Jose Sharks, even though they didn't get the Veras, I think did improve in the offseason. Even if they didn't add that much, their youth is very, very strong, and I think it'll continue to be that way. How do you think Arizona will do next season? Hopefully, here's praying, very, very good. I think that they could sneak into the Pacific Division 3rd spot. If LA drops, that's the big thing. If Anaheim drops, that's the big thing. I don't see the Central Division collapsing at all. I see that being a 5 playoff team division, to where the Pacific Division, I feel, will be 3 teams. It might be 4 teams if, of course, maybe Calgary makes it and the Arizona Coyotes make it. But at the very least, I see them being pretty competitive for a playoff spot. Hopefully they take strides, because God knows that team needs some help. I can see Anaheim being 31st. I could see them being bad. I don't see them being the worst team in the NHL, but I could see them being bad. Kenny Agostino, yeah, Ben Hanowski, first round pick, Klimchuk for Iggy. I think I've heard of Kenny Agostino, but not Ben Hanowski. Again, by the way, I'm pronouncing him. I don't know him, obviously. Pittsburgh will drop to third in the Metro. I could see that. It depends on who makes the steps. Like if New Jersey takes a big step, if Columbus makes a big step. It depends on the Metropolitan Division for sure, but I could see Pittsburgh regressing just a little bit. Again, it does depend on Matt Murray, though, and what he'll do. Copyright strike coming from Louis. Uh-oh, I better close the stream now. When are you going to make a new Tinder video? Yes, Adi, get on it. Get on it. Use one of my questions in the DM chat. Bergman told me in the NHL turned down the Subban Chipot trade because the team was too left-sided in favor of Nashville. Just too good. Too good. 2019 free agency is getting weaker. Almost every single week it is. I mean, Ryan Ellis was just signed. Dylan Larkin, I think, was an RFA. It's getting weaker by the pretty much the week. Like it's getting weaker for sure. Hopefully Tyler Seguin makes it a little bit weaker. Hopefully in the next few weeks. I'm looking at you, Tyler. I'm staring at you. Not in a weird way, but I'm keeping my eye on you, all right? All right. So the two other things that we could talk about, I think both Noah Dobson was signed and Brady Tkachuk was signed. So the Brady Tkachuk was obviously the bigger profile there, but Noah Dobson by the New York Islanders was signed, and I don't think that he'll be on the New York Islanders this season, but I feel like he'll use another year in, what was it? He played in WHL this past season or wherever he was. I feel like he'll play another year there, dominate the World Junior Championships, and be very, very good. And then if you see the next year, kind of like a Miro Heiskanen, where he jumps in and plays pretty well. He's not a Miro Heiskanen, but I feel like he'll take that same kind of career path. What's up, Grav? How's it going, Joseph? I guess I forgot to mention Brady Tkachuk. And yeah, as was mentioned earlier, Brady Tkachuk, I feel, will be very, very good with the Ottawa Senators, just because I think he's going to get the ice time. And of course, they're a little bit weak on the wing, so I think he'll get even more ice time because of that. And of course, the Ottawa Senators are not that great. I don't know if it's the best thing for him to go to the NHL. It might hurt his development even more than it already has. I feel like he could have used another year in NCAA because he didn't play that much really there. But even though he didn't dominate, I don't think he played that as much as he probably should have. LA is most likely not going to drop. We'll see. If Fonzie Kopitar doesn't have the MVP season that he had again, I can see them dropping for sure. If Dustin Brown regresses once again, Jeff Carter will be healthy. That's another thing that will likely be for LA. But there's some things that can happen. I see LA possibly dropping out for sure. They will have a full year of Jeff Carter adding Ila Kovalchuk's. Yeah, but I don't know. The core is just crazy old, so we'll see if they can keep it together. Which would you rather see in final, Pens versus Jets or Devils versus Canucks? Hands down, Pens versus Jets, because one, I actually like one of those teams, the Jets. The Pittsburgh Penguins, it would suck to see them have another chance at winning again, but Devils versus Canucks, I don't like the Canucks. The Devils are okay in my book, but I don't know. Would I want to give the Penguins another chance at winning the cup, or would I want to have either Devils or the Canucks win a cup? Which, if it were to happen, it would be Devils winning the cup. Let's be honest here. So, would I rather have Penguins having a chance, or would I have the New Jersey Devils winning the cup? And that's a hard question. But I don't know. The more and more I think about it, the more I'd rather have New Jersey win the cup rather than giving Pittsburgh any other chance. And I know you're a fan of Pittsburgh, but no more cups, please. At least for a little while. Just hold off a little bit, all right? Yeah, I saw you the headhunters on Discord. Will the Wild regress? Everybody seems to be hating. I think that they can still be competitive. I think they'll still be competitive. I could see them missing, though. And the thing is, they got a healthy Parise. They were a little bit banged up last season, but I could see them being one of the teams kind of like Anaheim that misses. Just because of natural causes. Maybe injuries, a couple things happen here and there, and they could die. They could just die off. Coyotes need to make the playoffs. They need to make the playoffs in the next couple of years. They need to, especially with the oncoming threat of Houston becoming a big NHL contender for a team. They need to start getting some success so that they can actually prove that they're a success and prove that they can stay in Arizona. Humans, I have arrived. General Zod here. Episode 60, whatever it was of NHL 14. That was a pretty good GOAT series. Wild make the playoffs. Again, a lot of it depends on the Central Division. A lot of it does. But yeah, one of my favorite things, one of my favorite news from the week for sure was the Tampa Bay Lightning signing their ECHL affiliate. So I have two favorite teams in the ECHL, or yeah, ECHL. Both the Orlando Solar Bears and the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, legendary logos, both of them. But the Tampa Bay Lightning need an ECHL affiliate, and of course, the Orlando Solar Bears are pretty much a 1 hour drive from there. So it seemed like a perfect fit. It didn't happen until now, but the Orlando Solar Bears, I think, signed with Tampa Bay Lightning to be their ECHL affiliate, which I think is a genius. And my second favorite NHL team is combining with my second favorite ECHL team. So it's kind of perfect in a lot of different ways. And I really like that. Houston for NHL team is going to create an instant rivalry with Dallas. Instant, for sure. Don't worry about the Tyler Seguin to Toronto rumors. Toronto? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Since when does Toronto? That no, if anybody's taking them seriously, they aren't putting out Toronto or Sagan to Toronto, because that's not possible. It's literally not, unless they trade Nylander, unless they trade Marner. They're gonna have to give up something to even even be in contention for Sagan, because they already just signed the Bears. They can't just go around doing that. They just don't have the cap space for that. And that's me being a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. So yeah, others should sign Sagan. I mean, I think they got good first line guy in Barzal, but that defense, just buy some defense, Islanders. Come on. Minneapolis and St. Paul are bigger than Pittsburgh. In landmass or like in human population? Grav sings about his love for Sagan in the shower. That's a long hashtag, but you might be right. Let new 91 Phil Tavares shoes. Grav is behind again. Like, Grav, oh my gosh. How behind am I? Let me know. Sharks are the best team in the Pacific Division. I think they will be. I think they will be. Rest in peace. Not as old as the Sharks. Not as old as Sharks. The LA Kings are way older than the Sharks. I think they're like the second oldest team. They're like with Detroit. I think Vegas will have a bit of correction this season. I see Vegas not being as good. I see them dropping a little bit, whether that's second in division, whether that's third in division, whether that's possibly even missing the playoffs. I feel like they'll have a little bit of regression for sure. I project the Wild finishing sixth this season. I could see. I think that'll be the good spot for them. So I'm guessing no one's joining Grav the stream. No, not today. This one I wanted to be a little bit shorter stream as well, so I didn't really contact anyone, but nobody really contacted me either. So next week will hopefully be a little bit better. But again, the school year's coming, so it might not be the best situation. But I didn't like it. Yeah, the NHL season is starting in like what, a month. So technically the off-season live streams will be coming to an end in like a few streams now. So that's gonna be crazy. But I have a lot of plans for live streams during the start of the season. A lot. I don't think the light looks better, so I'm just going to turn that off. But with the Angels regular season coming upon us, I am planning to do live streams of the China games, the Calgary versus Boston games. I think there's two of them. I'm planning to do a stream of both of them. It'll be interesting to see how many Chinese viewers I get, because that'll be interesting for sure. But I'm going to try and stream during those two games. There's not really two. I think there's like the Sweden series, also preseason. So if they don't conflict each other, I probably will be streaming during that. I'm really going to be streaming during the events. With the NHL regular season, I could just be streaming at any given night. Especially, I don't know if I'm going to stream every single Dallas Stars game. That might be something that I do, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just every home game that I do. Maybe I take it off for the away games. There's a lot of possibilities, and I could just stream just some night, just some other game. I really have a lot of possibilities and a lot of options that I could do. And just wait until we go. Cole, how's it going? Goal Bolts. Yes, Tampa is my second favorite team. So there we go. Solar Bears for the win. Yes, the Solar Bears are elite. Whatever happened to the possible trade with Chicago and Montreal? Oh yeah, Pacioretty going to Chicago. Yeah, remember that the host trade that was freeing up space for them, like right after there was Pacioretty rumors. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And thankfully it hasn't happened, because I don't want to see Chicago do better, as Chicago being my least favorite team. Why am I filing a copyright strike? I don't know. Why are you? We'll see. Since Gary Bettman is so dumb, he'll put a team in El Paso instead of Houston. No, he'll put a team in Paris, Texas. Just in the middle of Paris, Texas. How's it going, Matt Louie? Get the mystery memorabilia video queued up for Friday. School's starting for me. Win with or win. Let me know. Is it next week? Is it in 2 weeks? Are you going to do Stars live reactions on the weekends? I'm going to do that. That's the thing. That's the thing, right? I feel like I'll do, at the very least, I think I'll do streams during the home games. I don't know if I'm going to do it for the aways. That's the thing. Remembering Qualison to Tampa was a done deal. Yeah, those were the times. Those were the times. I'll file it now, so I'm ahead of the game. Right? Can you react to a video? Which one? I'm trying to pronounce your name. Daya Nazem. Let me know if I butchered that. I probably did. I probably did. All right. No, you'll put one in Longview. I don't even know what Longview is, so you're gonna have to give me some help on that. Should the NHL go to Mexico City? No. They've done more to market themselves in China than in Mexico City. It's not going to happen. Mexico City is going to just Mexico in general is just a terrible destination right now for any sports, for any just sport in general. Streaming is fun. I'll do some for Vegas games, like 1 or 2 a week, maybe. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know if I'll be able to do that for every Stars game, but it'll probably be like a 50-50 thing. But it'll be fun to do that for sure. It'd be fun. Maybe like stream every other game or something like that. But I have a lot of ideas for streaming during the regular season. There's a ton of opportunity for that alongside videos, but that's going to be one of the funner parts. Let me see. Nice hat. Rally. But yeah, the thing is, because I'm going to be streaming a lot more, I probably will need to get a camera for the computer. I already have a camera for normal videos. As you already tell, the quality is pretty decent. But, of course, that camera does not hook up to the computer, and I don't know how exactly I could do that. I might just need to get a straight webcam that's decent looking and looks a lot better, but I do need to get a webcam if I'm going to take it the live streams at least a little bit more seriously, at least for Google Hangouts, because the playoff streams we're using for my phone, and honestly, my phone looks better than this, so still. I wish it was 2016 again. Penguins fans were never as loud. I went to game 1 of the Stanley Cup final, and I went to game 1 against Flyers this year, and they kind of had a bad atmosphere. 2016 a little bit more loud. Well, if you're going to a Stanley Cup final game, I think the atmosphere is going to be pretty loud compared to even a Philadelphia Flyers game, which is still a pretty decent competitive matchup. What's the password? It is 123, by the way. Raleigh, NHL to Texarkana. That place I have heard of, and it's pretty deserted. Pretty deserted. Can you wear a Blackhawks jersey and hat for a stream? Oh, see, I do not have any Blackhawks gear. That's one of like the 10 teams left. I don't have anything up. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I have. Let me see. I have Okay, so these are the teams that I don't have anything of. The Blackhawks, the Wild. Pretty sure. I'm just gonna go through the Central Division right now. Blackhawks, Wild. I have St. Louis. I don't have any Nashville. I do have Winnipeg. I have the jersey. For the Pacific Division, I don't have anything Ducks related. I don't have anything. Yeah, I do have Arizona and Calgary. I have Vegas, of course. I have San Jose. I don't have anything Edmonton, or I do have that Edmonton jersey. Never mind. For the Western Conference, I'm pretty well set. In the Eastern Conference, there's a lot of teams that I'm missing. So we almost made the wild card last year, and now we have a better chance to remember that Ward guy is gone. Yeah. I mean, Darling is going to carry the Carolina Hurricanes, right? I would really like to see Quebec City get their team back. Yeah, it's a weird situation with like the Canadian dollar, to where the NHL doesn't really want to expand there because it's not as profitable as another American team. Speaking of war, or bring the NHL to Albuquerque, right, and name them the Breaking Bad. Why not? Speaking of Ward, one of my teachers in school, his name is Mr. Ward. Nice. Hello, my name is Caesar, Trailer Trash Sharks fan. How is it going? Welcome to the stream. Again, 13 people are already. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Again, like Vegas Golden coverage. I mean, assuming you use a G7X for a camera, or is that like a? That sounds like a video card or whatever it's called. Let me know, Steven, because that's not what my camera is. The camera that I use is a Sony set. Let me get it for a second. Here, I'll show the camera in a second. All right, so The camera I use for the videos is a Sony A6000. It is a beauty. It's just a small little thing, but it is absolutely amazing. That's portable. It's just like a tiny little one, but it works really well. And of course, as you can tell in the videos, the quality is very, very good as well. So I love that camera for sure. And it's not the cheapest one in the world, but it's still pretty good. Do live streams during KHL games on the weekends. That'd be, imagine how many Russian bots would come for the streams. I love your channel. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot for coming in. But yeah, doing KHL games for the lockout, I might do that. For the lockout, I might do that, but I don't know how much of a market there is for that. Again, I was streaming a bit of the Calder Cup final. There wasn't a ton of market even for the HL games, so still. What's up, buddy? Congrats on 800 subs. TTB TV, or not congratulations to you, but thank you for stopping by. I know you've been a little bit of a long time subscriber. I've known your name for quite a while, so thanks for coming by for sure. Have your little siblings forced to see the TTG movie. What is a TTG movie? Oh, the Teen Titans Go movie. And actually, no. I mean, I think the Teen Titans Go movie. I saw that. Yes, I saw that a month ago, or when it came out. It was pretty much the first week. And honestly, like you say forced, but that movie was actually pretty decent. It's not like a good in plot or anything. It's not like a good it's not a great story. It's not a great like action movie, but it's hilarious. Like it is actually good humor, not like the actual Teen Titans Go movie like show. The Teen Titans Go movie is actually very, very funny. Like I do recommend it actually because it's while it's Teen Titans Go, it's actually it's pretty much like a Teen Titans Go on steroids, not in actually a good way. Like it's actually a decent movie. But yeah, they did force me at the time. I didn't think it was gonna be that good, but it was actually pretty hilarious. Thoughts on Kalen Addison doing good at Summer World Juniors and Jerry getting contract extension? I really like Kalen Addison, so I paid attention to him for the last couple of years, but with Pittsburgh Penguins, I thought it was a fantastic pick, and I liked Kalen Addison for quite a while. So I do like him, and I think he'll have a good future for sure. What is happening with Erik Karlsson? Haven't heard any news about him for the last 1 month. So yeah, I feel like with Ottawa, I feel like if they were still shopping him, we would have heard something by now. I think they're going to keep him at least for a little bit of a regular season. Maybe they trade him at the trade deadline and to ensure a contract extension, but I think they were asking for way too much. And even though, even at this trade market, especially with him not being extended, you're not going to get the full like value of an Erik Karlsson. Really, you're not going to get that. So I think that Ottawa's a little bit too skittish to trade him. So they ended up not doing anything at all, which I think is going to kick them in the ass a little bit when they get even less of a return because they waited so long. I think it was a terrible decision to not trade him. For when the potential deal in Dallas, yeah, I mean, it just wasn't going to happen. But yeah, let me see. We got 50 people here already. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for coming in, you guys. You guys are amazing. Bring the NHL back to Atlanta. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They got 2 franchises, and I don't think it's going to happen anymore. I think the problem was the ownership, and that there just wasn't anybody that really wanted it. Polak for Norris, right? He's going to be a contender, at least 3rd overall. Chicago finishing dead last this season. In the league, I could see that. And for the Central Division, I think that will happen. I think they'll be a little bit more competitive, but I see them being around that area. NHL will never return to Atlanta. Yeah, I think, yeah, they made that mistake 2 times. I don't think they're going to repeat that. Can I be Mod Man? Connor, you got to work for it. I've seen you like once in the stream. I've seen you like once the last couple of weeks. So you got to work for it. You got to be in the stream. You got to keep chatting. Thing is, like, even I'm streaming once a week, but it's not a ton. It's not a lot to where I can really judge the mods. But again, for most of my mods, they're also active on Discord, and that's a big advantage, sure, too, for just any mod in general. I mean, Luke, who is Mega Lucario on the YouTube channel or on YouTube, pretty much is a mod, but he pretty much was only active on Discord until, of course, I started streaming again. But of course, if you're being active on Discord, it's all goes a long way towards being mod too, which is a little bit unfair for the people that don't have it, but still. How dare you say Chicago will finish dead last? Well, I'm sorry, because they will. I'm sorry, man. I don't have younger siblings. Ooh, are you the only child or something, or are you the youngest? What do you order from Chinese? I get general TSO and white rice. I don't eat a lot of Chinese food, but I do just get the normal white rice. When I go like maybe like once every 6 months. It's not like a regular thing for me. Chinese food isn't my favorite. And like as a Texan, barbecue is my favorite. So I'm not even I know I'm biased there, but still I know I'm biased, and barbecue is the best. And of course, Waterburger. I love that to pieces, like every single Texan, pretty much. How's it going, Peter? The longer they wait, the worse the return will be. The return just isn't magically going to get good if you wait. Yes. And the thing I think was with the problems with Tampa was that they just couldn't find a deal to or Tampa couldn't find a deal to get rid of Callahan, because I think the big problem in that trade was Tampa wasn't able to have enough cap to, or they weren't able to trade a contract to Ottawa to have the cap to be able to get Carlson. So that deal fell through. With Dallas, Dallas did not want to get Piskin, which pretty much that alone fell through. So if Ottawa doesn't want it, if they Ottawa change their minds and doesn't ask for Piskin, I think a deal will be made. And I've been saying to myself that Dallas isn't done for quite a while, but it's looking more and more like they're done. I mean, Piskin jerseys are being made and available right now, so I don't think that they're going to trade him one bit. So I think that's going to. I feel like Dallas kind of, the more and more we get into the season, I think the more and more they're settling in on the team that they have, which could be a bad thing. Could be that bad thing. Can it be mod? No, Steven. No. What is the Nashville Predators doing lately? Any trades? Well, of course, they just reassigned Ryan Ellis to an extension, 8 years at 6.25. That's pretty much the biggest news, and that happened today for the Nashville Predators. Even have you ever been to Canes? Raising Canes? I've been there a couple of times, Cole. My mom used to be a huge fan of them, but like I think I prefer Whataburger's chicken just a little bit. But Canes is decent. Canes is decent. Favorite stadium food at American Airlines Arena and Globe Life Field. Actually, I'm not like a biggest ballpark or biggest stadium food guy. Like I'm like, if I'm eating food, I don't focus as much in the game, and I like to focus on the game when I'm there at places. So maybe I do order more stuff at baseball more than hockey. When it comes to like hockey games, like I usually just get a drink and that's it, because like I want to focus on the game, and eating food kind of is kind of just negates that a little bit. Let me see. SKA, Amir, and Tractor are my 3 favorite KHL teams. Yeah, Tractor, or Tractor, whatever it's pronounced, is one of my favorite KHL teams because of their name. It's hilarious. Hi, Billy Mays here for a new fantastic amazing product. Rest in peace. See you in heaven, Billy. See you in heaven. Rest in peace, Billy. Those OxyClean commercials were the goat. The goat, man. I miss him. I miss him. That's like early childhood 2010 vintage Billy Mays. I miss him, man. Canes is life. This is a very long hashtag that Grav will read. Or will I? Will I? I should have not read it just because he said that. Dang it, I'm too late. Too late. It gets the tough stains out. Yeah, I remember that. Oh man, that's gonna be something like 60 years that I somehow feel nostalgic for. Then, like, why am I feeling nostalgic for an OxyClean commercial? And it just happens. It just happens. Canes Texas toast is the best. I went to an FC Dallas game and it was great. The pretzels are the best thing I've ever had. The lemonade is amazing also. I mean, yeah, FC Dallas is just so mad. They have to sell some sodas, right? They have to sell some pretzels. Pretzels are good though, so cheers for that. Anaheim's Flat RC Cola is the best drink at any arena. Flat RC Cola. Huh. I'm guessing the Anaheim Ducks then. I'm guessing. I saw this bone app. Yes, the vintage Phil Swift memes. Phil Swift really is the 2017, technically 2017 version of Billy Mays. He's an updated ultra Billy Mays, right? With the first overall pick in the 2019 draft, the New York Rangers were proud to select Dustin Wolf. Who? I might need to look him up after the stream. Might need to do that. But yeah, probably will be. I don't know when I'm going to be in the stream. Probably in like 15 minutes or so. So again, a little bit of a shorter stream compared to some others. But again, if you have any questions, please fire them away. Fire them away. But yeah, the Devils also signed Steven Santini to a 3-year deal, $1.41 million. And if you know me very, very well, you know that I pretty much hate Steven Santini because he's pretty much the polar opposite of a good advanced stats player. He's just trash. His Corsi is crap. And I just don't really think like he's that good. That's not that great. Of course, the one of the controversial ones that happened like 2 days after the last stream, it was Kristen Dvorak got signed by the Arizona Coyotes, $4.45 million for 6 years. And of course, he's a left winger, age 22. He played 78 games last season, had 37 points, and I like that deal. I really do. And I know there are some people that don't like Kristen Dvorak because his advanced stats aren't the best. He isn't the best in that, but he didn't get a lot of offensive zone starts. I feel like he has definite potential, and at age 22, he already had a pretty decent season. Of course, with the Arizona Coyotes, who weren't the best team ever. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a break there, and I feel like he played very, very well with the Arizona Coyotes team, especially in the second half. He was really, really good, and I really liked what I saw from him. So I like that contract going forward. It's 6 years, and it ends at 28. I mean, there's not a ton of risk with that. So the guy won't be that old when it ends. I like the contract, and at 4.45, when he probably breaks out in a couple of years, that's going to look like a steal. Hopefully, I think it can. And of course, the other big one was Dylan Larkin starting with the Detroit Red Wings for 5 years at 6.1. He, of course, the center for the Detroit Red Wings, pretty much the only hope right now. Age 22, 82 games played a whole season last season, has 63 points, and he was very, very good for a pretty meh Detroit Red Wings team. And I think last season, the 16-17 season, he had a pretty meh season compared to his rookie season. But this past year, he was really, really more of a breakout player and bounced back very, very well. I like the cap at 6.1. That's probably what he's worth right now, to be honest. And in what, like 4 years, that's going to be a steal at when he's like age 26. I feel like it's a fantastic contract for Detroit. And while, of course, they are not in the best cap situation, they could afford to use that. They could afford to do that. Yeah, I did not like your Santini pick. That's just my personal bias. I just don't like the guy, to be honest. But I can see why. I can see why you picked him. Christian Dvorak is a really underrated player. Yeah, I feel like he's really, really decent, really, really solid. Doesn't really quite get the credit that he deserves. I think Corsi is bad for judging D-men, especially shutdown D-men, since they're usually put out on pressure situations and defensive face-offs. Yes, for Corsi, most of the time when it comes to defensive players, you have to look also at the offensive zone starts. If a guy, let's look at Vlasic, or let's look at Marc-Edouard Vlasic, for example. He played. I'm trying to. Let me get back at what I wrote last time. He had a 48 points, 4% quick percentage, which on paper is not the greatest compared to other players for sure. But he only played like 42% or 42 offensive zone starts, which is just really, really bad for really offense in general. So he wasn't put in like the best situations, but he was still playing up pretty decent numbers. And I think the offensive zone starts also translate into that a little bit. But of course, it affects it. It affects it too. So I don't think that like Corsi alone should be used. I feel like it should be used with context as well. But with some advanced stats, they kind of correlate with each other, so it's best to put them really in a group. But yeah, I also used that point in my underrated NHL players. I think it was, let me see, it was Trocheck who I used the advanced stats for. He had a 49.4% quick percentage, which is not the greatest, but it's not terrible. And he had a 42 points, 5% offensive zone start. So as a second line guy, he was only playing 40, or he was only getting 42% offensive zone starts, which is amazing for a guy that put up 75 points. So again, when you use advanced stats and use them with together with some other ones, it can work well, especially for arguments. I've used those in the past. I think the Avalanche will pick first. Of course, they got the Ottawa Senators pick. It's a good bet. Ottawa, man. Oh man, it would have been the same situation if like New York had gotten one of the better picks in the lottery because they got one of those picks traded through Calgary. I'm just making fun of the Rangers going off the board and with every single pick, one of their picks except for Miller. Yeah, Kravtsov is looking decent though. I've seen a lot of him in like practice in the KHL and stuff like that. He's looking pretty decent. He has some skill. Montreal wins the cup. Yeah, I know Santini ain't flashy, but being a plus of 0 when you take 72% of faceoffs in the D zone ain't bad. Yeah, he doesn't get the best situation when it comes to Corsi for sure. Colorado picks first because OxyClean can help get the tough tear, or the tough tear stains out. Yes, it can get anything out, especially blood on hockey jerseys. I don't want to live in Dallas my whole life. Ooh, Steven, where would you want to live? Where would you want to live? What would be your dream location? Because honestly, I'm perfectly happy by living in Dallas. Dallas is pretty much heaven. for me because it's just perfect. I mean, you got the Dallas Stars. What else could you want? And then you got barbecue. I mean, what more could you want? I'm kidding, by the way, but still. I urge you to look up Flex Tape commercial YouTube poop after the stream. Oh, I've seen some. I've seen some with her. Don't even worry about it. Pickles is so good the NHL Network put him at 0 of it on the list. At number 0, we have Vlasic. But I pretty much covered everything that I've wanted to talk about. The last thing that I did not talk about was Andre Zakara, the news that just broke this pretty much morning that he had surgery to repair a torn Achilles tendon, which they said the Oilers Twitter's account said that he would be out indefinitely, which pretty much means that he's gone for the next year. Surgery on a torn Achilles is terrible. I think he got that. I think the report that was that he got that during workout or something like that, which just sucks for him especially. I mean, he was injured for like half the year last season, and of course, he's getting another bad break, training for what was supposed to be a bounce back year for him. It sucks for him, and it sucks for the Edmonton Oilers defense core, and they could definitely trade. I think that this opens up a trade for Edmonton for sure. Maybe they go after a guy like Justin Falk, who's been in the rumors for quite a long time. They have some options. I'm hoping that Peter Chiarelli, unlike last year, actually does something and fixes that problem. Whether it's another Larson for Hall situation, we'll see. But I think that they need to repair that. Rangers have one of the worst Corsi stats in the league during the last decade, but still make the playoffs almost every year. Like Rangers have the 45, Corsi 4. The second worst is like 47, so it's not close. I mean, like Corsi isn't everything, but I do like to use it a lot. It does, it helps in some ways. Well, the Rangers, they had some weird teams really, and Henrik Lundqvist did a lot of that work too. You can't really put Corsi on a goaltender, right? So I feel like Henrik Lundqvist is a big part of that. And that's just my opinion. Do you listen to Nirvana? Some of their songs, they're decent. Not one of my favorites. Montreal bounces back as a wild card this season. That's a hot take. That's a hot take for sure. But that could happen if everything goes right for them. If Carey Price bounces back to a Vezina type guy, if Patrick stays and plays well, it could happen. I mean, it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible, but it will take a lot for that to happen in my eyes. Austin for year than LA. Austin? Well, I mean, there's a lot of things in Austin. There's like a lot of history for that. In LA, I don't want to live in California. That's just me. Rangers should trade Lundqvist to a contender. I mean, for his sake, I think he wants to stay in New York, and I think he wants to retire a Ranger. But if he wants to win a cup, it's probably not going to happen for New York unless he plays until he's like 43, like Roberto Luongo. I wouldn't want to live in Dallas, but would live in Arlington. I mean, you're pretty much like 15 minutes away from each other, so it's not too much different. Arlington is pretty nice. I don't know what that is. Ooh, Steven. Corsi. I'm trying to remember what the definition was. It was like shots. I'm trying to remember. There was some. Let me look it up. Let me look it up for you. Because there's a definition. All right, Corsi statistic on Wikipedia. Corsi is an advanced statistic used in the National Hockey League to measure shot attempt differential while at even strength play. This includes shots on goal, missed shots on goal, and blocked shot attempts towards the position's net, minus the same shot attempts directed at your own team's net. So it's pretty much shots on goal and pretty much it kind of is the same. It's not totally all offense, but it pretty much is offensive minded. Oilers should get Slava Voinov. No team should get Slava Voinov. No, please, no. By the way, who's more underrated to you, Rantanen or Barkov? I feel like Rantanen is a little bit underrated, but definitely not as much as Barkov. Barkov is seriously underrated. He is crazy underrated, and I don't think he was on my underrated players list, but I think he's starting to get the recognition that he deserves. And this next season, I think that he will be. If he has another season like he did, he'll be in the Selke conversation. I think he just needs one more year. All right, so I'm going to give this stream 5 more minutes. Probably going to end it at 8:10. But again, huge thanks to all of you guys for showing up. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for coming by. But again, probably going to end the stream in 5 minutes or so because, again, I don't have any guests on this stream, but there's not a ton to talk about this week. But again, school's starting in in a week or so for a lot of people. That's going to be interesting to see how just YouTube in general does, like how just if the views go down, if the views goes up, it's going to be interesting for that. Oilers should sign Carl Lennon. I mean, Carl Lennon deserves an NHL job. I think I think he should. I think he. I went into the free agency thinking that he earned one and thought that he was definitely going to get signed. Maybe in the first day. It's surprising that he hasn't gotten signed. Guys like Toby Enstrom haven't gotten signed, and of course Rick Nash is just a whole weird situation too. Thinking about going to Cedar Park for the TS. What's the TS, Steven? The TS. Let me know. Let me know. Make sure you hit that like button, and I really like it if you did, man. Yeah, he used to do that too. Well, Stars should trade for Corey Perry. No, please, no, please, no, please don't do this to me. No. Oilers need a backup for Talbot. Let me see. Let me go on their cap friendly. Who do they have right now? Who do they have right now in their backup? Because I think they signed somebody. Did they not? Let me see. They got Mikko Koskinen, who I've never even heard of. So apparently they haven't. They got Al Montoya still, who might be their backup, but he's getting paid NHL money, so I think they might go for that, but I'd rather have Carl Lennon for sure in that. School's starting in 2 days for me. You guys are lucky for school starting in a week. Texas Stars, you idiot. Oh, I'm thinking about going to Cedar Park for the Texas Stars. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. A lot more sense. I need to go down to a Texas Stars game. They're like 5 hours away or something like that. They're down in like that San Antonio, Austin area. But if I go down that area, I want to go to Texas Stars game. That would be fantastic. Carl Lennon might play in Europe this fall. I think this is my opinion. If he doesn't sign with the NHL team, I think he'll call it quits. I don't know if he will go back to Europe, maybe for like one more year, but I don't see that. Leash going to be short for T-Mac. Yeah, it will be. Why not use your computer to read comments? Well, I'm using my computer to stream, so might as well just be using my phone. It's a little bit easier. But again, 2 more minutes on the live stream. Huge thanks to everyone coming out. You guys are the real deals. The real deals. Again, like and subscribe. I'd really love it if you did, man. Really love it if you did. Winnipeg Jets need a backup goalie. Didn't they get Brossois? I mean, like cap friendly is Bay, by the way, but I'm pretty sure they got like Brossois, who they signed, who's not a good goalie, but I mean it's better than nothing. Let me see. Yeah, they got Laurent Brossois, who was Oilers' backup last season, and obviously did not work too well. They could play Comrie this season. I don't know if he's quite ready for that, but he's decent. He's decent as well. Cedar Park is 5 miles northwest of Boston and is 3 hours away from Dallas. Yeah, that sounds about right. I need to go to a game, and I have no excuse to go to. I have no excuse not to go to Allen American games this next season. I mean, they're like what? Probably 20 minutes away from me, something like that. I need to go to a game, man. I need to, and tickets are probably cheap, probably really cheap. Go to a Texas Stars game and watch the Ice Hawks kill them. No. How's it going, Jackie? Don't end the stream. I need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? That GIF. But yeah, I probably will be ending it in a couple of minutes here. We should talk about memes until the stream ends. I mean, there's no better meme than Flex Tape, to be honest. No better meme. All right, one last sip of the water. But yeah, I pretty much talked about everything that I needed to talk about. And one of the big points about the stream and the streams, just this in general, one of the big points that or not one of the big points, and one of the main reasons why I do these is to talk about stuff like the Ryan Ellis contract that I wouldn't have talked about anyways, and you guys wouldn't have seen my opinion of it. I like these live streams because I get to talk about stuff that wouldn't really deserve a main video, but are still decent and are still pretty monumental. So these live streams work pretty well for the minor stuff that I won't talk about usually, and that's probably one of my favorite parts about this. I see both SoCal teams missing the postseason. Ooh. Hot take right there. Hot take right there. All Americans tickets usually around $18. Every seat has a great view because there are only 26 rows. Yeah, that seat is amazing. Are you ROI sure because Becca Rainey is too good right now for Flex Tape? Yeah, that meme's kind of dying. Couturier or not Couturier, Couture or Ravelski. I like Couture better, but they're They're pretty good combined. Ice Hogs are winning that. No, the Texas Stars are going to defeat them. The Texas Stars are going to crush them once again because they always do that. And they'll probably meet in the playoffs again next season. And then the Texas Stars will crush them. But in all honesty, I think the Texas Stars are going to take a step back just because Curtis McKenzie is off the team. Mike McKenna is off the team. They're two best players. And I think it'll be a little bit rough for them next year. But yeah, on that, I think that's going to be it for today. So again, if you guys haven't already, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It would be greatly appreciated. But that is it. This will be it for the fourth live stream, fourth weekly live stream. Again, you guys don't know, we do these weekly live streams every Tuesday. I'm going to be doing that until the regular season starts, where I'm probably going to be streaming every other day at that point. I mean, it's going to be pretty crazy. So again, these live streams have been a success so far. Again, I get to talk about stuff that I wouldn't usually do, so it has been a success for sure. But again, thanks for stopping by, everyone. You guys are the beauties, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.